I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Did Samson receive forgiveness of his sins when he died? Now, this is a really insightful question because we know Samson was one who had a special Nazirite vow upon him. That vow consisted of three, shall we say, thou shalt nots. He was not to consume anything from a dead animal. He was not to consume anything of an alcoholic nature, and he was not to, quote, cut his hair. Now, fast forward Samson's story. It's all kind of convoluted. It's an interesting story, but you make your way to the story of him and Delilah. He gets together with this young lady that, if you look at it in hindsight, he had no business being with, and she kept questioning, where do you get your strength? Where does it come from? And he kept telling all these kind of white lies, for lack of better terms. Finally, it says that she nagged him to the point of death, and he said, if somebody cuts my hair, I will lose all my strength. Well, that night, it says that he, quote, fell asleep on her lap. There's probably an indication that he had a little, quote, liquid courage to help, because in the Bible, it says when he woke up, he didn't really know where he was. That being said, the Philistines were upon him. He tried to fight them, and he didn't have the strength to do it. So what does the Bible say? It says that they locked him up, made sport of him. So here's this man who had this long nappy hair that was a sign of his strength. He is bald as a cue ball. He is strapped up to this false god temple. They're beating him, spitting on him, making fun of him. But the Bible says for the very first time in Samson's life, it says he cried out to God that his sins would be avenged through the death of the Philistines. And here's the phrase I want you to hear. It says that his hair began to grow. Now, why is that important? Because the fact that his hair began to grow means that God not only heard but honored his prayer. He had a repentful heart. I believe, even though Samson went down in a, quote, blaze of glory, and it's an ugly scene, I think the evidence at the end of his life is that he had a repentful heart and a right relationship with God, because the Bible records that on his last act, when he took that temple down, he actually brought to the end more Philistines than the rest of his life combined. So again, I do believe that one day when I darken the doors of heaven, I'm going to get to meet Samson. Now, the question is this: will he have long hair in heaven? That's another question for another episode. If you have one question, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe yours will be tomorrow. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.